Hi, I'm FOMO with FOMO on Tech, and I'm excited to bring to you flagship shootouts for 2019. These four TVs represent the best TVs for their respective price range, and we'll define what best is, but it's going to be a good one because with these TVs, I'll be able to show you whether or not you're missing out on anything at all. Whether it's the $1,000 price range, $2,000 price range, $3,000 price range. What separates these TVs? Why are you paying a premium? And more importantly, when you match other products with it, streaming services, Blu-ray, HDR10+, what does it look like on these TVs? And does it make a difference? You're going to see it side by side. My goal is to make sure you're informed. One of the reasons why we fear missing out is it's the uncertainty. Is it really better? When you go to Best Buy, it's really hard to tell the difference between a good TV and a bad TV because honestly, they're all playing different material. All the LGs are playing the same thing, bouncing cherries or whatever. And the Sonys have a red sports car, and the Samsung has the wet orange or something like that. You don't know which one's better. And the crazy thing is, they all look great, yet one TV is $3,000 and another one's $1,000. So what gives, right? Well, I'm here to make sure you see side by side exactly what it is you may be missing out. Now, I don't know if you can tell which TV is which, but let's cut to the chase. Let's talk about the TVs. So let's talk about the top of the line range. In the $3,000 range, thereabouts, I selected the Sony A9G right here. Why the A9G? Why not the LG C9? Or for that matter, Panasonic OLED, right? Let's go down the list and maybe hopefully you'll understand why I chose the Sony A9G. Panasonic's not sold in the US. If you guys can't buy it, what's the point, right? Let's go to the LG C9. LG C9 was part of a shootout against the Sony A9G recently, the Value Electronics 2019 shootout. It was between the Samsung Q90R, LG C9, and the Sony A9G, and last year's Sony LCD. The Sony A9G was the runaway winner. However, LG C9 held a good accounting for itself. It either tied the Sony or came in second in most of the scored sections, and the Sony won. But what it really won, or why it won, was because it best represented the creator's intent, or the director's intent. What that means is the TV best reflected what the original master's version of the movie is. Doesn't mean you'll like it better, but it does mean the director wanted you to see it that way. Now, you might want to see it differently, but that's not the point. The reason I chose the Sony is I need something to compare the other TVs to so that you can see, if I want to get something that is Hollywood's director's intent, what TV should I get? Well, you have the Sony. Now, the LG comes close enough that had I chosen the LG, I don't think it would have been an issue. But if I'm going to choose a flagship representing the best in its class as far as director's intent, I don't have much of a choice other than the Sony A9G. Especially since the Hollywood reference monitors are Sony branded monitors, it makes sense that their color science would be consistent down the line. And also, the X1 Ultimate chip was voted at CES the best product of CES. That's important, so you guys can see, am I missing out on anything? If I'm not getting the Sony's amazing X1 Ultimate chip, am I missing out? Well, we'll check it out, because the X1 Ultimate is known for its motion handling and color accuracy as it pertains to the director's intent or the creator's intent and overall color accuracy. Let's see what that means in the context of the other TVs. You may not care. You may not even notice the difference, but you are paying the premium. So what's the point of the premium? You can't tell the difference? You'll see. The next TV we're going to talk about is the Samsung Q90R. The Samsung Q90R. Although it did not win the 2019 Value Electronics Shootout, what it did do is represent the best in class for LCDs. Known in other reviews as probably the best wide-angle viewing, meaning that from side to side, it looks very good, and I've checked it out. It's pretty good, off-axis viewing angle. More importantly, it represents the highest number of local dimming zones, right? No other TV has, no other LCDs currently on sale has as many dimming zones as the Samsung. I'm not going to give you the specs because what's the point other than to know it has the most dimming zones. Does it make a difference when it comes to the actual picture quality? Well, let's compare. What if it turns out it doesn't matter at all? So if I told you it had 480 or 4, does it really matter? You're paying a premium for extra local dimming zones, but if you can't tell the difference, what's it all about? The Q90R also represents the best in gaming performance. I know the LG C9 is better, but let's face it, there still is a stigma against using an OLED for gaming. So rather than deal with the argument, oh, don't worry about it, you're not going to get burned in, let's just call it a ace with the Q90R. Game anything you want and you don't have to worry about burn-in, and its lag is respectable. So it represents the best gaming LCD you can get, and it has 120 hertz 4K possible. That's pretty good, right? Better than the other ones. And LG has HDMI 2.1. I'd love to test it if it was available, but it isn't. So for now, let's call the Q90R the best in class for mainstream gaming TVs. And if you're a serious gamer, you're probably not going to play on a TV anyway. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, last year's best buy, best bang for the buck, the Vizio P-Series Quantum X. Right here. And the value leader last year, or best bang for the buck last year, Vizio P-Series Quantum X. Last year was the P-Series. This year, Quantum X. Really, it's the same flagship. They just changed the name. So if you're buying this year's P-Series, it's not the same as last year. Don't make that mistake. The reality is the Quantum X is the flagship, and it's taken the place of last year's P-Series, whereas this year's P-Series is last year's second tier. The specs aren't even close. Just real quick, on paper, the Quantum X has 384 local dimming zones and 3,000 nits, so that's why it's here. It represents the best paper value for the money. For 2,200 bucks, 3,000 nits, well, frankly, that's better than the Samsung Q90R that is less luminance than 2018's Q9FN. So what P-Series is saying, or rather what the Quantum X is saying is, hey, I'm better than you, Samsung. I got the specs. You're 420 dimming zones, I'm 384. I'm pretty close, and 3,000 nits. Well, does it make a difference if it doesn't look any good on your Blu-ray player, right? Or your streaming. And frankly, I'm pretty disappointed because when we calibrated it, the best it could do was 2,300 nits. So I don't know where they got the 3,000 nits, but it was on our calibration material. So it's still pretty good though. Hey, 2,200 bucks. What do you want, right? Is this still the value leader? We don't know, because H9F is also in this group, and right there, $800. Less than half. So let's talk about it. H9F. Don't laugh, but that's the TV I'm most excited about. Why? For under $1,000, 132 local dimming zones and 1,000 nits. Plus, Quantum Dot. Quantum Dot gives you the best color, the deepest color, the most color bits, all of that good stuff, right? So, Why is it the value leader? No other manufacturers offer specs that are even close to that. I'm just thinking LG NanoCell, nope. All the other Samsung models for under $1,000, not even close. Vizio for under $1,000 has quantum dots, but does not break 900 nits and definitely does not have 132 local dimming zones. Only the Hisense offers all of this for under $1,000. But are you afraid of missing out? Only if it translates to a good picture. Is this worth it? What's the point of paying $800 if it acts like a $200 65-inch, right? So the testing will show whether this is truly the giant killer of 2019. And as a sign of things to come, I like to sneak in the motion part of my review right after this, so you get a taste of what to expect over the next few episodes. Hang on. In the Vizio, look how the buildings kind of judder or shudder as you go up along the vertical axis. Watch. Now watch how things spin around. Sony is smooth, but not so with the Vizio. If these are the kind of reviews you enjoy seeing, or you're excited as I am to put these reviews up and watch them, click subscribe. I'll get more to you. More importantly, let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Thanks a lot.